Hello, my fellow conspirators. I'm currently away in Abersock and I won't be back in time to film anything. So, here's a monthly roundup of the best videos that I've recorded this month. Look at that view.
These higher elites drink human blood to get high, and just how can stimulate you and make you feel on top of the world. Drinking human blood could give you a greater feeling. In particular, they want the human blood from children in fear. And I will try to explain the science behind that briefly. Now, as a child, your blood is more pure, but if they can instill fear in you before they kill you, all that adrenaline that comes from the fear, it ends up in the blood that they take from you.
For entertainment purposes only, before they start with the strikes. However, let me hit you with two cases, absolutely creepy. Type in the name Miyazaki. He's from Japan and it happened in 1988. This guy abducted loads of young girls, mutilated them, and police confirmed that he drank the blood of one of the victims. Type in Marcelo Costa DeAndre from Brazil. This man killed many young boys and admitted to drinking the blood of the victims. So before anyone says misinformation, ask yourself, what do you think the most evil and wickedest people on the planet do?
When do Halloween rituals actually begin?
Well, the ritual that I remember the most clearly began about the end of September. Me and the little girl, we were taken into several rooms where our clothing was removed. We spent the next couple of weeks in a shack where a lot of rituals went on. I remember I saw the little girl and she was on the altar and I could see that they had bound her feet, taking the blood that was running out of those areas and putting them into chalices and passing those cups around to different people.
I had to chop out a lot of what this guy said in this interview because it was dark and there's no way they would have let me put this on here. This is the exact reason why I do not celebrate Halloween, because I'm not subliminally giving my consent to these types of things. I'm not saying, oh, it's okay what you guys do because it's a bit of fun. Sorry to be a killjoy, but if you really go further down the rabbit hole and you see what the occult like to do on this day, then you'd probably give the pumpkin carving and costumes a rest.
What you watch when Neil Armstrong climbs off the LEM, One Small Step for Man, that's not a direct feed from anything. That was projected on a wall in NASA, and when asked why don't we go back, NASA said, well, we can't replicate that technology. It's too difficult.
You lost the technology to get us to the moon. You just happened to lose it? Where did it go?
The Van Allen radiation belt, which is high velocity particles, this energetic field that surrounds the Earth and is very dangerous.
It couldn't be more obvious. How much did it cost? All the research, everything, and you lost the technology. That one always gets me. But then the Van Allen belt, who can possibly go through that with such crappy materials and protection and be completely fine when you come back? I can't believe in this day and age there is still people who really think we went there back then. Impossible.
I watched children who were completely innocent be desecrated. And I watched the people that did it grow in power and praise and get presidential nominations. It breaks you when you witness things like that. They also are carrying a completely different set of genetics that's not from man. The sons of the fallen still exist here. And
guys, I really want you to look into the Finders cult. Founded in the 70s and 80s, an outrage was sparked when 6 unbathed children in rags were found by the police, and 2 members of this club were detained. Now conveniently, the charges were dropped. But we know the saying, there's no smoke without fire, so let's look at the smoke. A customs agent, Ramon Martinez, claimed that there was photos of these children being made to act out rituals. The actual guy who founded it, Marion Petit, claimed that there was ex-CIA, ex-Secret Service, politicians, people of high power that was part of this group and on side. So isn't it such a coincidence that the case was abruptly dropped? And there's even a memo in DC where the police were told to call off the investigation by the CIA.
2 years ago, I was backpacking with my friend, a small child at the time, and some dude came up to us in a cafe, and he was like, "Oh, hey, how are you guys doing for money?" I'm like, yeah, I'm good, thanks. That's a weird question. But he's like, no. He goes, I can give you like, I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head, it was like 20,000 euros. I was like, what for? He's like, for the kid. It just blew my mind. I would happily erase that memory.
What did y'all say and do?
At first, I was just like, whoa, this is up. And I said to my friend, I was like, we need to go. And like, they kind of left, and like, I don't know, I can't really say what I did to him. It's good.
Come on guys, wake up. Everyone thinks, oh, when we go on holiday, it's time to let our guard down, it's time to relax. Welcome to reality. Let's hit you with some real cases. In Mexico, a Canadian mother reported while staying at an all-inclusive resort in Mexico, a man approached her and offered her cash to buy her 5-year-old daughter repeatedly and attempted to follow them. Local authorities confirmed they were investigating him for human trafficking. 2021, Disney, Florida. A tourist family staying at a hotel near Disney World Orlando was approached by a man in the lobby who offered $10,000 cash for their 8-year-old, then refused to back off. Even after being told no, staff called the police and was arrested for attempted human trafficking. So next time you go on holiday, eyes wide open, no guard down, stay vigilant, because this is what really goes on.
There was no need for them to leave them kids in there. The other thing we got to look at is they've not only left Madeline alone in the room, they've left 2 babies. I mean, it's a no-no. It's bang out of order. That's child abandonment. That is an offence under British statute law, under the Children's Act, I think 1984. And if you commit an offence abroad, which would be an offence back home, you could be arrested for it. So why were they not arrested for child abandonment?
It's absolutely heartbreaking what's happened, and I don't think we'll ever get to the bottom of it. If that was just like a normal working class family, the parents would get charged for neglect. 2016, a mum went to Mallorca with her son, left a 7-year-old in the hotel room and went out partying. She did come back the next morning, but as you can imagine, the boy was taken into care while the authorities decided whether she was fit to be his mother or not. She was charged, and she did appear in court for it, and she got a suspended sentence. No one even pressed charges against these. But one rule for normal people, one rule for the elite. Part of me has always wanted to do something like this, urban exploration, if that's what you call it. Going, exploring some abandoned, creepy, derelict buildings. But after watching that, I'll stick to the safety of this studio. And it's funny, innit, because tunnels, abandoned buildings, forests, where these content creators like to go, they're actually hotspots for satanic cults. So knowing my luck, I'll probably open up a door and end up with the opposition on the other side of the room. Oops. So just to confirm, I won't be doing any urban exploring anytime soon, guys.
And I'm looking forward to getting a job when I'm 65. I'm going to be maybe a caretaker in a girls' school or something like that. And he's laughing again. Maybe a caretaker in a girls' school or something like that. He's laughing again.
How can she just sit there and laugh and just brush it off? It's a joke, like that is an appropriate thing to say. It's funny what people will turn a blind eye to when you're famous and you've got a bit of status about yourself. But anyway, don't ever let them tell you, oh, we never knew, we didn't know what he was up to. Because this monster was right there on the camera in front of everyone's face telling them exactly what he is. But everyone decided to put the blindfold on. Or they were too scared to say anything in case it ruined their own career. And in a nutshell, that just explains the entertainment industry. They'll just do what they have to do.
In China, tens of thousands of young people are suddenly homeless, not because of money, but because the system erased them.
Imagine a society where everything you do, everything you say, and
and everything you buy is controlled and evaluated by the authorities. This is what the Chinese Communist Party calls social credit.
But if you're blacklisted, it's game over. Your WeChat Pay stops working, you can't receive your salary, can't buy food, can't even book a train ticket. It's like being alive, but digitally.
Guys, we've got to ask, is this the future of us? Just look what's going on in a country that is technologically way more advanced than us. If you get on the wrong side of the social credit system over there, they can issue things like travel bans, restrictions on using certain services, difficulties getting jobs. So it's no wonder there's so many people homeless. Someone told me as well that you can actually restore your credit and get it back up, but what you're supposed to do in the meantime if your social credit score is absolute down in the drain? What you're supposed to do, buy a tent and a sleeping bag? This is becoming like something from a dystopian movie. Very strange times.